If you're someone who is thinking to buy vitamin C serum, watch this before you buy. I know there are like tons of videos about vitamin C in YouTube explaining how vitamin C is a strong ingredient to remove dark spots or hyperpigmentation, or how it acts great as an anti-aging ingredient, and trust me, I'm not going to talk any of them. I think at this point everyone knows how great vitamin C and how potent it is as an ingredient, so I'm going to avoid talking about that points. Instead, I'm going to talk about two factors that you should consider if you are thinking to buy a vitamin C serum. So if you are a beginner or you are already using a vitamin C serum but not sure if it's working or not or why it's not working, this video is perfect for you. So the first thing to consider is what type of packaging or what kind of formulation of vitamin C you are buying. See, I know a lot of people when they are buying vitamin C serum, they are on a tight budget and most of the time they rely on those drugstore ones. The problems with drugstore vitamin C serum is that most of the time they use L-ascorbic acid, which is very unstable. Unstable, what I mean is that whenever L-ascorbic acid comes in contact with either air or light, it gets oxidized. And there are so many studies which have proved that L-ascorbic acid is actually very unstable. So it can happen that by the time you are middle of your serum bottle, your L-ascorbic acid has already lost its potency and it's not working on your skin. Now the problem is drugstore brands that don't spend enough time or money after packaging. As a result, the packaging of drugstore vitamin C serum is not that good enough to protect your L-ascorbic acid from being oxidized. That's why, once I bought a vitamin C serum with EGF from Inklist, and after 2 use it got oxidized. I thought maybe this time I'm not using it properly, so I'm gonna buy another one. And guess what? Next time it happened again and I was like, okay, I'm done with it. Although the Inklist one had a pump, it was still getting oxidized. I guess something was wrong with the packaging or anything. I have no clue what was happening, but it was happening again and again. So it proves that it was not my fault. So you might be thinking like, okay, if the drugstore one is getting unstabilized or getting oxidized, what about the high-end ones? Well, the thing is, scientists have shown that if you can make L-ascorbic acid quite stable by using like low pH and other ingredients combining with it. It means whether L-ascorbic acid will be stable or not will depend on two things. First, the packaging, and second, the formulation. High-end brands, they spend a lot after researches, so when they're making a formulation, they make sure that it works. That's why I prefer, when I'm buying a vitamin C serum based on L-ascorbic acid, I would spend a bit extra and get the high-end ones because I will know for sure that the formulation will be stable and the packaging will be top-notch. For example, if you take the SkinCeuticals vitamin C serum with ferulic acid in consideration, you will see that there are like tons of research after this formulation which showed that it actually works, and the formulation is so stable and it works so great that it has been one of the most selling products of SkinCeuticals for so long. But what if you are in a tight budget and you don't want to spend a lot after a vitamin C serum? In that case, you have another option. That is my second factor which I was going to talk about, is that you can ditch L-ascorbic acid completely because it's water soluble and very unstable, and instead can go for another derivative of vitamin C, which is fat soluble. Our skin has lipid bilayer. It means that lipid which is oily in nature, anything that is oily in nature, our skin will like it and will take it in immediately. If you are using L-ascorbic acid, there is like a 50-50 chance that it might get absorbed by your skin or it might not. And I'm not making this up. There are like so many debates in skincare industry. Some people say that L-ascorbic acid, although it's water soluble, but because it's smaller in size, it gets absorbed by your skin. But other group, they say that because it's water soluble, your skin kind of dislike it and most of the time it doesn't get in. Honestly, I don't want you to get into this kind of debate, so I would rather say that you ditch L-ascorbic acid completely and go for a fat-soluble vitamin C derivative. Now you ask me, what are the alternatives, Salmin? Well, there are some fat-soluble alternatives of vitamin C, like the one, let me check the name and pronounce it, like the one ascorbyl tetraisopalmitate or tetrahexyldecyl ascorbate. Well, you just note these names and go into the drugstore when you are buying. a serum, okay? Because I don't think anyone can memorize these kind of vitamin C names. In fact, it's even harder for me to pronounce. Anyways, the point is that do your research, get the names, and then you buy a vitamin C serum that has fat soluble vitamin C, because the chances of absorbing L-ascorbic acid is pretty confusing and pretty low. So I would say that just completely avoid it. Now you might be wondering, okay, we get it, we have to buy the fat soluble vitamin C, but are they as potent as L-ascorbic acid? The fat soluble ones, although they get absorbed by your skin, they are not as strong as L-ascorbic acid, and they will take some time to show any results. So I am suggesting you that you have to be patient and you have to wait for the results. Don't lose hope. Soluble ones are better because when they're formulating L-ascorbic acid to make it like more stable, they reduce the pH, and that can be irritating to sensitive skin types. So if you have sensitive skin types or dry skin which gets like peeling and irritation, I would say that going for a fat soluble vitamin C is your best bet. So moral of the story, if you're buying a vitamin C serum, you have to consider two things. First, you have to be considerate about the packaging and the formulation, and maybe you have to spend a bit extra when you are going for the stable formulation, a good packaging. And second, you have to go for the fat soluble vitamin C, because the water soluble vitamin C, which is L-ascorbic acid, is a bit irritating and very unstable, and you never know whether it's getting absorbed by your skin or not. And I don't want you to spend money on things that don't work. That's it for today. Meanwhile, if you want to check if vitamin C works for dark circles or not, I have made a video about it. You can check it out.